assault turret detected. Rogue incinerator turret detected. Hostile incinerator turret detected. Rogue sniper turret detected. Hostile sniper turret detected. Rogue striker drone detected. Hostile striker drone detected. Minutes to lockdown. Evacuate the facility.
Stabilize coolant.
What's up agents, Wolf here. Welcome to another Division 2 build video. In today's video, I'm going to showcase an incredibly powerful tank build. This build will allow you to stand in a room against heroic NPCs, the golden NPCs, and actually leave the room, leave your console or your PC to go to the toilet and come back and you are still alive. You can tank unlimited amounts of damage due to the high armor values of this build and protection from elites, and also the Catharsis mask. We can tank pretty much any kind of damage from elites. So hopefully you do enjoy this video. If you do, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now, I don't normally make PvE builds, but this is going to be focused around the countdown game mode and potentially summit on legendary, because there are a lot of the golden NPCs or the elites, and they do most of the damage. The chungers, hunters, enemies like that, this setup is going to be the perfect one to put on when you face those types of enemies. In a group or solo, this build will perform at the highest level. So let's get straight into the video. I will showcase the build in full detail, and then you can enjoy some juicy gameplay. The specialization I have chosen, and this is quite important, but it is up to you. Now, always adapt the build to suit your own playstyle. Never copy the setup. And with this setup, I do recommend using most of the pieces because you're going to have to get that high amount of protection from elites. But I would recommend using Survivalist because we do get an extra 10% protection from elites. It is completely up to you what you use. Just make sure you use the Scorpio shotgun because this gives you a lot of utility and extra damage. So make sure you do have shotgun damage on. And if you wanted to use a different weapon, just make sure you put the corresponding weapon damage on as well, because I actually forgot the first 20 minutes I started testing the build and I was wondering where some of the damage was. So let's take a look at the build in full detail now. With this, we have got 1.9 million armor. This will go up once I actually optimize the pieces because we're going to be needing to use 3-piece improvised. So you can go to the crafting bench and just craft them. It is quite tricky. Now with this kind of build, we really want to try and get some crit chance and armor regen. You don't have to spec too much into armor regen. You can go for hazard protection, explosive resistance. It depends on what content you're going to be playing in, but it doesn't really matter as long as you do have the improvised pieces and the Catharsis mask, you'll actually be good to go. Now, if you wanted to get more damage from this build, instead of the Healer Guard and the Uzina, you should simply go for something along the lines of utilizing the one piece that gives you shotgun damage or whatever kind of weapon you're going to be using. So like if you want to use an AR, use a Fenris. If you want to use a shotgun, use Badger Tough, you get 10% extra baseline weapon damage, and then maybe like a Cheska or a Grouper. So that would give you a lot more crit damage and more baseline weapon damage. Therefore, you'll hit harder. And you can adjust how many blues you want on the setup. The main purpose of this build is to show how much we can tank and just to stay alive. So with the talent selection, there are different options. So we're going to talk about that now. I like to just give you guys ideas before we delve into each piece. So I think the main part of this build is the Catharsis mask because it gives us not only a lot of extra weapon damage, but it allows us to drop a healing cloud or a healing chem on the floor basically, and that heals us. This scales off of our max armor and it's 5%. So the higher your armor is, the more you'll get from this. That's why I recommend going for this amount of armor. Now you can have a few more reds, you can use something else like Coyote's mask, but the whole point of this setup is to tank a lot of damage. I have not used a shield as well. If you use a shield on this build, you will not only survive a lot more, but you'll probably never die. So I do recommend using a shield if you're a new player. Do not even need to use a shield with this build. If you do, it will just make it a lot stronger, but I wanted to showcase the build without a shield. I'm sure you can understand that. So the Catharsis giving us damage, extra healing. The two pieces here that I've used will give us a lot of armor. So both pieces give us a total amount of 10%. Now you can look along the lines of a bulwark setup. Now I have tried that, but we cannot put as many protection from elites pieces on. So if you guys were looking to maybe not farm in a mission where there are a lot of elites or golden NPCs, I would recommend potentially using a bulwark setup. I have made previous builds on that, so just type it in and you'll see on my channel. So with this, we have got a lot of armor from the two-piece, and the talents that I've chosen to use are quite important. Now we need to get a little bit more damage. That's why I've gone for Intimidate, and this will be stacking up. It has changed slightly, but it's still really, really good. So this is going to give us an extra bit of damage. There are many other talents you can use, but this is really up to you. I don't want to talk about that too much. With the backpack though, I will give you two options. So if you're going to be using a shield, Vigilance could be potentially quite strong. Also, you can go for something along the lines like Safeguard, which gives you more repair skills for your Artificer Hive, but then you'd have to use Technician. But I think the main just of this is to use Adrenaline Rush, because we get 20% bonus armor for 5 seconds. So that's 60% bonus armor from NPCs. So we're going to be getting it all the time. This is how we can survive a lot. Another one you can use is Galvanize, because the actual Scorpio shotgun will apply Galvanize, and you can refresh this all the time as long as you're shooting. So it depends how you want to play, but this is definitely an option. Try this. It works incredibly well. Improvised pieces, you might have a problem trying to get good ones. I had to roll quite a few. That's why they're not perfect. But the whole point of using this is because we can put a protection from elites modification on all of the pieces. So every single piece on the setup, we can have protection from elites. I think the cap is around about 80%. I have got 70% on this build, as you can see there. So let's go through a bit more detail now on each piece. So the Scorpio shotgun is going to be quite important. The main reason for this is because we can shock enemies, especially when you're fighting hunters. This build will be perfect for you to solo hunters if you need to go and farm them. Or if you're in the countdown game mode and you want to play solo or in a group, this will be really strong for you because we can dish out good damage with the shotgun. And also, if you keep shooting, you do get an additional 20% damage. And the utility from the status effects is also very, very nice. Just remember, don't roll status effect on your build. It doesn't increase these status effects. It depends on how many pellets you hit. So just remember that. The mob shotgun, you can use whatever secondary you want. It doesn't really matter. I need to change that. It's really up to you what secondary weapon you want to be using. But the main focus for me is the Scorpio. Then the orbit pistol for extra crit damage. It's up to you what you want to be going for there. So with the Catharsis, you guys know the drill. I did put an extra crit chance mod. I think I've got around about 50% crit chance. It's up to you how many mods or how many PVE mods you use, or crit chance, crit damage mods. It's dependent on how much damage you feel like you need. So if you're in a group, you might find you might need to get a bit more damage on the setup. You can. There's many different ways to do that. So crit chance mod on the mask with Catharsis, extra damage, extra healing. Then the chest piece, I've gone for armor regen and crit chance. And this is quite important. All the other mods are going to be protection from elites. I've only got 12%. You can get 13%. So you can reach the cap on the setup with this kind of build. So just remember that if you can be lucky enough to have all of those, then go for it. Or if you bought some from the vendors, I'm sure there must have been one in the past that I probably have missed. So we have got crit chance regen. You don't even need that much regen. It does help just give you an extra bit of healing. You can go hazard, explosive resistance, or more crit damage. It's completely up to you. Intimidate, extra damage here. Then the holster, I've gone for regen and explosive resistance. I did actually want this because sometimes the grenadiers or the explosions can do quite a bit of damage to you. So this is quite important, I believe. Protection from elites modification. Then the bag, I've got regen and crit chance, very nice, with a 12% protection from elites mods. I haven't even re-rolled this bag, so I could decide to go for something else if needs be. And if I want to change, like for example, the regen. Then the gloves, crit damage, crit chance for some extra damage. Now, I haven't got full armor, so this build will be stronger once I optimize it. Let me know if your expertise is set up, how good it actually can be. Then a protection from elites mod. Knee pads as well. We've got crit damage, crit chance for extra damage, and 12% protection from elites. I feel like this build is going to be perfect for anyone who wants to play in the countdown and just never have to worry about dying. You can help your teammates by mitigating damage, distracting the NPCs, dishing out status effects to the hunters and the normal NPCs. Just remember that if you're playing in any kind of content, you will only be really strong against the elites, but even against the purples and reds, because we have a lot of utility going on here and survivability, you will still tank a lot of the damage. Don't even worry about that too much. But this setup is perfect for like the summit, countdown, any kind of boss fight, hunter farming. This is going to work incredibly well solo or in a group. So let me know what you guys think. So defender drone won't work against hunters. They will take it over. So go for something else. I don't really tend to use too many skills when fighting hunters. And remember, you get disrupted as well. So don't focus too much on that. And that's another thing. We don't need a shield. Therefore, we don't even need skills. Once you're jammed, just hide out for a little bit and then come back out and you'll be able to just use your skills. The reason why I've got the riot foam is to stop them in their tracks so they can't heal up. As you can see from the gameplay, sometimes it doesn't work, but I just have this on. It doesn't really matter whatever skills you want to be using. Statistics, you guys can pause the video if you want to see any of them. Crit damage isn't amazing, but remember we've got a lot of utility here. 70% protection from elites. This build is quite strong. It works incredibly well. The regen's only 18k, but we do have a lot of extra regen or healing from the Catharsis mask. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. This setup is a lot of fun to use. It's nice being really tanky. So you can switch it up to however you want to be playing. Let me know in the comments how you've actually changed the build or if you've kept it the same. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. So make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you very soon. Peace out, guys.
What the? Who is? Target's right there. My station. Civilian target. Where? They're still hiding from us. Shit! Falling back! Fuck! They're too close! Oh no! I'm just... Uh-oh.
Get away from me! I'm gonna crush your skull! Can't take much more.
10 minutes to lockdown. Evacuate the facility. Area secure.